Hey, good morning. I'm Vic Senese with UroNurse News. Like and subscribe. I begin with the growing public health crisis that is literally clouding the skies across much of our country. If you've stepped outside and smelled what seems like a campfire, you're not alone. Smoke from wildfires burning in Canada and Minnesota have triggered a wave of severe air quality alerts across the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and Upper Midwest. We are seeing unprecedented impacts. Michigan was placed under a statewide air quality advisory this week, while Minnesotans' air quality plunged into the hazardous purple alert level. That's that AQI you can find on your phone. Wisconsin is setting records for hazardous conditions. Vermont is seeing orange skies, and New York City is bracing for even more smoke. In the Chicago area where I'm from, we had some pretty bad numbers too. To understand just how dangerous this air is, we need to look at the Air Quality Index, or that AQI. While many scientists warn there is no truly safe level because the AQI doesn't capture every harmful pollutant, anything under 50 is generally considered acceptable. But the numbers we are seeing are staggering. Recently, the AQI in Detroit hit 435, making it the worst air quality of any major city in the entire world. So, what does breathing that air actually do to your body? According to Dr. Maywin Wilgus, a pulmonologist and professor at UCLA, on a smoky day, when the AQI reaches between 100 and 200, the exposure to fine particulate pollution is the equivalent to smoking, get this, a quarter to a half a pack of cigarettes a day. And the physical toll is immediate. During the 2023 Canadian wildfires, emergency room visits for asthma jumped by nearly 20%. Research also showed dramatic increases in hospital visits for COPD and cardiovascular issues following these smoky days. Now, you might be wondering why wildfire smoke is so much worse than regular city smog or car exhaust. It comes down to the extreme heat and exactly what is burning. Wildfires burn at incredibly high temperatures, which makes their ash highly toxic. But as these fires spread, they aren't just burning trees and organic matter. They're incinerating homes, cars, manufactured goods. Lisa Miller, a wildfire smoke expert at UC Davis, refers to this mixture as a toxic soup. She points out that when the synthetic fibers in your living room, like your couch, your carpet, and your clothes, go up in flames, the resulting smoke becomes exceptionally hazardous. In fact, Tariq Benamahina, a climate and health scientist at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, warns that this toxic wildfire smoke is actually erasing decades of progress the U.S. has made in cleaning up its air quality over the past 20 years. Ay, ay, ay. And while this toxic soup is hazardous for everyone, certain groups need to be especially careful. First and foremost are first responders. Heavy repeated exposure among wildland firefighters is linked to much higher risk of lung cancer and cardiovascular disease. But hey, right in your own neighborhoods, children and pregnant women are incredibly vulnerable. Doctors warn that children breathe in more air and therefore more toxic smoke relative to their body size than adults do. For expecting mothers, there's a growing evidence linking wildfire smoke to a higher chance of preterm births, lower birth weights, which can lead to lifelong health issues. Older adults and anyone with pre-existing health problems, particularly heart or lung issues, are also at significant risk right now. Furthermore, emerging research even suggests long-term smoke exposure is linked to higher risk of developing dementia. So, with all these risks, how do you protect yourself and your family? The advice from Dr. Wilgus is simple. If you can smell smoke, you need to limit your exposure immediately. The absolute best protection is to leave the smoky area altogether. But if evacuation isn't an option, you need to hunker down. Stay indoors. Keep your windows tightly shut. Limit your physical activity so you aren't breathing as heavily. And if you have an air filter, make sure it's running. If you absolutely must go outside, experts recommend wearing an N95 mask, not a regular old surgical mask, N95. When worn correctly, these masks are highly effective at blocking those microscopic toxic particles from reaching your lungs. I knew those masks from COVID would come in handy someday. As climate change continues to increase the frequency and intensity of these fires, and the fact they don't do good harvesting to prevent them, scientists warn this will not be a once-in-a-lifetime event. We'll be dealing with this again and again. I remember it last year. She quotes a toxicologist saying, "The dose makes the poison. It's all about how much smoke you breathe in and for how long. Everything you do to limit your dose today will help protect your health tomorrow. So do like I did. Stay inside, stay safe, and keep breathing easy." Tomorrow on UroNurse, which AI gives the safest medical advice? All sorts of AIs out there. ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, you name it. Artificial intelligence is changing healthcare, but can you trust it with medical advice? Tomorrow we'll explore new research comparing today's leading AI systems to see which delivers the safest, most accurate medical guidance. You'll learn where AI performs well, where it falls short, and what every urology nurse and healthcare professional should know before relying on AI in clinical practice. So check that out tomorrow. You don't want to miss it.
Join us every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Time.
UroNurse, where the experts meet. Online learning, practical and sweet. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time. YouTube, Facebook, X, and LinkedIn.